road trip, and I was catching up on our favorite shit show, Laura Butt, and it's just crazy to me that it's the same rhetoric year after year. Like, you can literally go back to like years ago, and the same headline is going to be the same thing that is going on with her. Like, she is the ultimate Groundhog Day of a YouTuber. She is not grown grown physically, yes, but not grown mentally or otherwise, you know. Like, I don't know, like, I consider myself a lifelong learner. Like, you know, I am always learning things, and like, I feel like I'm on the other side of a lot of things that, like, I didn't know even 4 months ago, as to where, you know, I can talk on things. And I've written and been considered a subject matter expert, and, you know, so I can write and attest to certain topics. Like, I like to do that. I like to make myself grow and learn and evolve and change. And I feel like who I was years ago is not what I am right now, or, you know, years ago. I feel that's a part of growing and gaining wisdom, and, you know, being able to teach others and teach your children, and be a better friend, a better neighbor, a better community member, you know, just, and be a better self. And it's amazing to me the capacity that she has. Well, I guess the lack of capacity that she has to learn and grow and mature. It's just, I mean, you really do see this as the biggest case of arrested development that has ever existed. I mean, she is honestly a 400-pound toddler. I mean, we've discussed that. You know, it's just, she is an insolent turd of a human. I mean, now her vlogs, so she's doing a vlog every day, she's having to basically come clean and admit what she's doing by default, that every day it's the same. It's that she goes and buys crap to go and return crap. She goes and buys it for the high of buying something and the high of having people on commission give her attention, and then that low of returning it, and that high of having that money back and a credit to use to go and buy again. And then the attention from maybe a different person who's on commission, and all the while she's going into department stores, she's going into Dillard's, as we saw. She goes into others as well. And so workers in those bigger department stores many are on commission alone. Like Nordstrom is on commission alone, where you have to sell a certain volume to hit, so then you make a little bit over, like, the minimum wage, and you get that in lieu of minimum wage. If you don't hit that volume, then you're at minimum wage. So for every sale you get, you know, say 20% of that sale or whatever towards you. Now, if that person returns everything, it comes right back out. So being on commission in a department store is extremely difficult right now because of the pandemic, but also because of online sales. You used to really be able to have people in that capacity make good money, you know, and you'd see them driving the nice cars, and they were that personal stylist that, you know, you had to call because you could only get that one thing from them using their connections to search it down. Well, now you don't have to have that. You know, you can go in, look at the store, buy it online. You know, shop with me, buy online is the biggest, scariest tale that a person on commission can tell you. because it cuts them, and many people in department stores now are making minimum wage, and you see that in the lack of customer service. You see that in the lack of quality of employee. You see that people can't stay there, or you see that the people there are, middle-aged older women that have, a second income to depend on. That's why. So much like how she exploits the vulnerable on YouTube, she exploits people in the department store, because she's got the biggest honker schnoz, if you will, on the planet. So she's got this huge nose that goes out and sniffs out everything and thinks that she is this fragrance expert. And as a former fragrance manager for a large department store, I can tell you she doesn't know crap about her scents and notes and all this, as she tries to become the embodiment of Jeremy Fragrance himself. She doesn't know what she's talking about, okay? Now, she goes and gets obsessions about whatever scent she's thinking of that day, that hour, okay? So then she goes and she stalks around in the fragrance counter and makes these people waste their time on her, because they think that she's going to be this big customer because she puts on the Brookline act. Like she is the biggest, richest woman that's ever graced their store. And if only they kiss her big, fat, hairy ass, they're going to get the best commission. They're going to get this. Oh, she plays up that Brookline act like you've never even conceptualized. She is just fresh out of Brookline when she wants to play that department store snob, okay? She has it down to what worker works what, so she can go down to and get different workers to play into her. But believe me, we all know who those people are, and we'll text something to each other. We'll be like, oh God, so and so is here again. Guard your testers, because those are usually the people who steal a whole tester bottle. And then, like she says, if she's missed the return window, she'll sell it. Yeah, she steals tester bottles, okay? Now, she makes a point of saying she's going to go in a department store and spray on this. Okay, so why not? Why not live that lifestyle? Why not? I want a different fragrance each day. I'm going to go to the mall each day and go and spray myself with perfume so that homeless people on the street can gag and talk about the old lady smell. She doesn't get it that she gets nose blind, okay? She puts so much perfume on that then she can't smell it, because anybody who has 2 brain cells knows that once you put on something, your brain stops firing to it. At first when it smells it, they're like, oh, okay, it's a new smell. Is it nice? Is it pleasurable? Is it dangerous? Do I have to do something about it? No, okay, it's a smell. It's there. I'm not going to fire my brain cells every second, so it's this. I understand what it is, says the brain, right? Well, since she has no brain, she goes into it doesn't last. So then she goes to return the friggin' perfume. Oh, yeah, I have to go to Ulta to return this. I have to go to Sephora to return this. I have to go to Dillard's to return this. Each perfume saying because they don't last. They don't work. Okay? Now we get into the secondary layer of how she's exploiting all of us. Because when you return something, not just in COVID time, but any time, you return a fragrance, even if it were to look like it wasn't tampered with, you can't take that chance in the retail world. And there's the liability, because when you sell something, somebody else could have just put water from their toilet or whatever to make it look like it's perfume. That perfume is then put as a total loss. So that entire cost and profit is put in as a loss. So it comes out of the person who sold that, comes out of their check, so that whole retail amount comes back out of their commission, which can pop them back down to minimum wage. So say they spent 3 and 4 hours listening to her and playing her little best friend act, and oh yeah, they're gonna go somewhere, and oh yeah, oh yes, they'll hate the haters just like her, and oh yes, she's so special, and oh yes, her hair and nails are everything, because they're a captive audience, and she loves that. That's why the interviews are there, so she can go and force somebody to listen to her. She doesn't have the capacity, she doesn't have any charisma, she doesn't have any je ne sais quoi to earn and really nurture a true relationship where somebody wants to talk to her or wants to listen. So she goes and screws up the commission time, screws up that person's hour time where they could have been making, commission on people who really needed help. They lose out on that. They lose out on their commission, and then she returns it, and it gets destroyed. Then that cost goes into making everything more expensive for all of us. Okay? Now, here's the other thing that's going to happen. This is why I couldn't remain in that cutthroat department store, beauty department world. When you get a return, you see a return, you have to go over to that person who got that return, and that person was unsatisfied, and ask that salesperson why they did that. What did they do wrong to make that person come in and have to be unsatisfied and have to return that? That costs us all. When you sell this precious cent, it costs us all. So what did you do wrong in that sale? Okay? That person did nothing wrong. They just came into work that day and had the unfortunate experience of having somebody who wants to use and exploit everybody for everything. And so what she's doing hurts us all. So she wants to live like Beverly Hills housewife, going out, shopping all day long, eating out, and getting up to do it all over again. She is doing that. She's living for free by faking ailments on Social Security, gets in a rent-controlled apartment, so she doesn't pay full rent. So all of her Social Security money is there for her to use to go and spend and return, which costs everybody. It's theft by deception, but I mean, to really get people on it and to stop her would be very difficult, and she knows it, and that's part of why she moves so much. Everybody in Brookline would have known when she was coming, and they would know to hide. Okay, that probably happened real fast in Dana Point too. And her obsession with the stupid sunglasses, what is she doing? And then she's like, oh, well, these ones don't block out the light. Yeah, I'm getting these ones that don't block out the light. They're just like these Versace's. Okay, you're buying knockoff sunglasses. Yeah, they're not going to be UVA, UVB receptive. You should know that from selling sunglasses. Okay? And what happened to all those ones that she was stealing? There is no way that they were giving her that many sunglasses for each sale. It doesn't happen that way. That's a company that gives a pair of sunglasses to the needy. It doesn't specify what kinds. It's just, no. Nothing she says or does is true. She was stealing a bunch of sunglasses at the kiosk and probably going and taking them in to return them to department stores that sell them for department store credit to go and buy what she wants with the stolen credit to go and return and use and return. Why do people support that? Why do people give her money to do that? Her cohort is weird women like her, but she is doing mukbang, eating, and I don't even know, she's doing things that are like sexually arousing to males, to her female elderly cohort, and now they're watching what she buys each day to go and return each day, to go sit at the food court and eat. And they're like, go Big Lori, go Big Lori, you're so good at this, Big Lori, oh I love you Big Lori. And like, it's ridiculous because you can tell she's so literally addicted to, she's a shopaholic, of course, a returnaholic, that like she can't even wait until she's at her dwelling to model this crap to her women. She tears the stuff apart. It's like she's going to the Essence Mobile. She tears off like the ring and puts it on, and then tears open the makeup and shows it in the car. Like, what? It's like somebody being hand to mouth, the old thing, you know, hand to mouth. I mean, it's crazy. And then the entire block of cheese. Oh, it's all I'm eating. All you're eating at that point in time, give it an hour. All you'll be eating is something else. But then, when she said that she loved Obsession, okay, you know, from the 80s, yeah, give me a bottle of Obsession and you know who I'm going to think about. I can tell you exactly what I'm going to think about, where I was that night. And, I mean, honestly, okay, Obsession was like that one guy who mixed with their testosterone. It was just magic, right? Well, she said that she got Obsession because she was in love with it, and so she sprayed it all over, in her hair, all over her body, all over her furniture, all over her bed, and in her toilet. Who does that with expensive cologne, unless they're going to use as much as they can in a couple of days so they can return it? That would be Lori, but that's her. Yep. It's insanity. It's freaking insanity. And I just wonder how many of the nearly 10,000 people that watch her are just watching just like this, going, this is the biggest, craziest woman out in a shit show. And it's humorous to that effect, except for when you know that she's exploiting and murdering animals that don't rise to her level of exploitation, because she's doing so many lives now in her car because she's avoiding Pom Pom and Gucci, because she got them assuming that, or not assuming, but commanding that they would be the thing that would get her YouTube frame. Oh, and what about Lizzie? Oh yes, Lizzie, it was going to be her freaking claim to fame. Yeah, where's Lizzie, bitch? Where's Lizzie? Where's Fringe 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7? Where's Green Bean, the bird that you brag about gavaging? Where are all the skinny pigs? Did you get yourself a snake? Okay? It's your spirit animal. Get yourself a big snake. Ursula. I mean, it's just bizarre, and she's all pulling the big fit now because a couple of trolls got through, I don't even think that they're trolls. I think that they're just somebody who said, like, actual, what the F are you doing? And then, oh, it's trolls, so she's going to go away. So then the Lardites said, don't go away. Don't go away. What would we do without you every day? Slamming food and crushing wrappers and singing off key and returning crap so we can watch what you bought and return and eat all day? What would we do without you? We just have to sit there and look at our Thorazine drips. I mean, what? What would they be missing out on? I watched that crap back at double speed and it's still too slow for my brain. So anyway, she's saying she's going to stop YouTube, disable the comments, and stop. Why? Because the trolls. No. Come on, LBL, be honest. Let's talk about what you're doing this for. You are doing this so you can get your friggin' puppy. You want the comments turned off, you're going to disable your channel. Because you don't want everybody to see what you've just done by murdering your other dog. And keeping the vet receipt as a souvenir in your planner that makes you happy. Freak. So, she's going to get the puppy. Do that, disable comments, go off YouTube for she can maybe stay off for 10 days, maybe 2 weeks max. And then she won't be able to control herself and will want to be on to show the new puppy. And she thinks that 2 weeks will be enough, that people won't be, saying something about it. She'll only allow positive comments about the new puppy. Mark my words, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I just don't know. I mean, last year she wanted the Crocs. She wanted big, gigantic yellow Crocs to go over her big Fred Flintstone hooves. And she wanted little charms on them for her birthday. She was dropping hints for everybody about what to give her. But the Lardites can't figure out where to do that. She didn't give them links. So she didn't get what she wanted for her birthday last year. We all heard that wrath. The crying. Oh, yes. Yes. April showers bring a Lori Butt's birthday. Yep. She's going to go on and on about it. Get the puppy to console her since Carol isn't going to be there. Just predictable. Predictable. And how could she call another YouTuber, well, I guess they aren't even technically a YouTuber, was somebody who got on one of her things and was commenting, and somebody somehow gave her an address, or she Googled the person, whatever. But she went by their house and, put their house on YouTube. And is calling it a shithole and showing their vehicles and everything. How can she, when she lives off of the government tit, the government pays for the dwelling she lives in on rent control, so she doesn't have to worry about anything. She has no stress about any bills because they are paid for. Okay? They are all paid for by the government. She gets her SSI, extra, whatever, for her to go and buy and return crap. And she obviously got her stimulus because she's spending like there's no tomorrow. Some more government money. How could she go anywhere and call somebody else's, wherever they live, a dump? Because what they have is more than likely something that they worked to pay for, that they earned. How can she dare say anything about where somebody else lives and call it a dump? She lives in a dump that is made there. It's a popular place for people to go when they've been recently paroled, and that's why a lot of sex offenders live there. It's a low-cost, low-income apartment complex that accepts Section 8, so she can get on the Section 8 and she gets the rent control. So she doesn't have to pay much more than like $100 and something bucks for her rent. That comes out of her SSI. So she lives amongst, she's the embodiment of Dante's Inferno, and her Lardites are a level below the Sodomites. And the apartment complex that she lives in is Dante's Inferno in Tucson. And so she goes and drives out and follows and finds this person's house and calls it a dump. What? How does any of this make sense? Is she honestly, is this the big thing? I mean, honestly, there used to be insane asylums, and many people were in there and shouldn't be. They just simply had, a husband who was abusive and said she's crazy and she needs to be in here. And that's how a lot of asylums got broken up in the Reagan era, because they also wanted to immerse people with mental illness that did have mental illness that weren't in there by, abuse or anything else, to live amongst the population and learn better functioning. And there were supposed to be resources and help for mental illness. And I mean, we may just be really honestly witnessing this, that, back in the 50s, she probably would have been somebody in an institution, because she's just straight up crazy. Because she believes that she's delusional, believes that she's some kind of royalty. Don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, and then she honestly does, when she's talking about, what would be the point if she had a small waist because she's got these big bones? No, she doesn't. Bones are all the same size. They're like a one-size-fits-all. Everybody just has bones the same size. Some are be a little bit longer, but I don't know. I guess that, maybe we could go and follow her, or offer to pay her for some spit and go in and do a 23andMe and see that she is a Neanderthal, she is a Brontosaurus. I don't know, but like I say, it took me about 2 weeks, after I was told about her, that she was so wonderful and all this inspiration. It took me about 2 weeks to go, no. And I just don't understand the people that follow her for years and don't see it. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on her March vlog-a-day. I mean, I can't wait till March is over so she can just knock it off, make it stop. Well, anyway, bakers and Lardites, they're trolling me. Thanks for listening.